Hello, 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 Miss Williams, Tahisha Nicole. I love your soul and infinite, baby. Hey, sorry, what's going on? Hey, shy girl. Hey, belated birthday lady. That nifty 50. Hashtag TTSL. B Williams, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Sharonda Darden, what's going on? Hey guys, it's my good sis BB. Knucking if you buck Nicole. Good to see you, ma'am. Ronnie, hello. Lamario, how you guys? Hey. Hey, Gianna. Miss Jamesetta, much love to you. Yes, yes, yes. Happy belated to you. Ha. Sheila, good evening. Salutations, promiscuity, and all that good stuff. All them good things. Let's see. Pull some things up here. Bear with me. Is that my password? Keep my fingers crossed. Is that my password? That is not my password. Let's see. Sorry for the late live. Got off work and then had to do some grocery shopping. Grab something to eat for me and the lady. And then I had to, of course, make sure she good and things like that. I'm like, all right, I wanted to come on tonight because I'm gonna be late tomorrow. So, hello, 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 showing love to the people in the house. I cannot log into my book of faces. Shoot. Nope. What is my password? Foxy Lady. Oh, we miss you too. Oh, there you go. Okay. All right. There was a reason for the late evening entertainment. We got a few things to talk about. That's not what I wanted. Turtle. Good evening. All right, Halloween. I don't know what that means, but okay. Halloween to you too. Child, let me get my chicken bouillon so I can be prepared. My bouillon and my honey buns and my Slim Jims. Can't go out here unprepared. Thank you for the love as well. Who on me? I appreciate you. Baby, we are. That is the topic at hand. As soon as I can get logged in here. Let's see. And as soon as I get see if any more people is gonna log in. Oh yeah, but yeah, we got to talk about that. Show notification. Well, according to Chicken of the Sea, they ain't got nothing else to do but watch me and my little stream yards with my few followings. So, hey, lovely Miss Lee, good to see you. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Ah, misprinted. Okay. I was like, is that a new greeting I'm not aware of? Is that, the new TikTok flavor? One day at a time. Um, being a little stubborn on one or two things, So I had to put the law down. Like, okay, yeah, you the mama, but I'm the caregiver right now, so I'm gonna need you to behave a little bit. But other than that, everything is good. Just I think it's more me at this point being worried and stuff like that. She had me scared the other night. I really won't go into details, but uh, I didn't go to sleep till like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I was like woke every hour trying to listen out for her. So it's a little snafu, but in the name of Jesus, it's all good, and she is better than she was um, before. And healing can happen overnight, but we didn't get sick overnight, so it's a process to get sick and it's a process to recover. So I just got to keep reminding myself of that. So thank you for asking, though, Miss Parker. Miss Parker, shade, truth, but shade. Hey, Bella Stella. uh, look here, look here, look here. Any soldier. Ooh, what, ooh, ooh, wee. He like, hello, I got a tip, and y'all better listen to me. You know that chick that y'all was looking at, girl. I ain't going to gossip, but I'm just gonna say every day she come up in here with a new wig and a new bag on. I ain't saying nothing, but y'all might want to take a look at that. Who am I? Who am I? I'm gonna prefer to remain monogamous. I don't want to give my name. I'm gonna remain monogamous and just say I'm a concerned private citizen with a blue check mark, and I want justice to be served. Thank you. Buy candle. Bye. Appreciate you. Just Gigi. Gigi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh wee. He was every time. So that's why he ain't been live from the radio station. He be spending all his time videotaping her conversations with Shorty and filming her clothes and her jewelry and her accessories and be sending monogamous tips to the Fibbies. That's what he was doing. Butterfly Q was popping. Was popping, pimping. All right, I'm just about ready here. Let's see. VOP. Here we go. So I want to start. If I can find it. I want to share. I don't necessarily want to read it off my phone here. Here we go. Oh, bless your niece. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, so let's switch over. Share this instead. All right, so the topic at hand. Let me make sure I got all my peoples in here. I think I said, "Hey, do you butterfly Q?" But if I didn't, hey Q. Look here. That's why low key she put up with him because even though she knew he was stupid and ignorant as hell and ain't nothing delivered but his panties, but they got along because a fraud know a fraud and a fraud love a fraud. So that's why they had a decent relationship. Shorty like the hell with it. Either we find another co-host or we got to go on sabbatical because I'm not about to be in this studio 5 days a week with that thing. He'll be like, "Shorty, since British ain't here no more, don't you want to come sit next to me so we can conserve oxygen and lights and stuff like that instead of you being all the way over there and me all the way over here?" I think it would be better if we consolidated, and was sitting next to each other. And if you feel like you want to do some push-ups or some sit-ups, in between commercial breaks, who are me to judge? So yeah, praise them. Hey, hey, Corey, BP. Yes, we don't want to give away our identity, so we leave our monogamous tips. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Tierra Nicole, what's going on? Welcome to the party. Okay, so where my thing at? All right, so started with this. Let's see if I can. Ooh, no. Okay, there we go. So started with this. Posted yesterday from VOP News STL. So it says reality show cast member pleads guilty to 15 felonies, admits multiple frauds. A reality show cast member in St. Louis, Missouri area radio personality on Wednesday pleaded guilty to 15 federal felonies and admitted to committing tax fraud, bank fraud, insurance fraud, and 3 separate pandemic fraud schemes. British Sierra Williams, I don't know why the Sierra is in quotation marks, 33, thought she was a little older than that, but okay, pleaded guilty in front of U.S. District Judge Henry E. Autry to 5 counts of misuse of a Social Security number, 4 counts of bank fraud, 3 counts of making false statements to the IRS, and 3 counts of wire fraud. Nothing major, just a little simple thing. British Williams has admitted an unusually large number of frauds that victimize taxpayers, banks, credit card companies, individuals, and programs that were intended to help struggling businesses and employees during the COVID-19 pandemic, says U.S. Attorney Saylor A. Fleming. This is a first step toward justice for those victims. We will also be seeking repayment of all of her ill-gotten gains. The shade writes itself. Williams admitted underreporting her income on tax returns for 2017 through 2019 and falsely claiming a niece and nephew as dependents, thereby avoiding $29,366 in taxes owed. Williams fraudulently used Social Security numbers not assigned to her to open accounts with credit card companies and banks, which resulted in losses of $28,537 to those creditors when she failed to pay them back. Now, why would she pay them back? They don't belong to her, technically. They belong to Gladys Lopez. Williams also used those Social Security numbers to open bank accounts, then deposited thousands of dollars worth of checks taken from other people's accounts without their knowledge and withdrew the money, causing another $23,850 in losses. I'm just saying, I guess if you're gonna do it big, because she liked these 20,000 figures. And this remind me, that's exactly what Apollo Nida, Phaedra's ex-husband, and that girl, who's the one who's harassing Andrew, lady who was helping them out, and she was scamming. Then she went to jail. She got loose. She became a Christian and a Republican, and she was running for Georgia Senate. I forget that lady's name. She wrote the book on them and everything, but that's what they went to jail for. What is her name? I can't remember that girl's name. Anyway, it's gonna come to me. In addition, included in Williams' guilty plea as relevant conduct are 3 pandemic frauds and 1 insurance fraud. Williams admitted submitting 9 applications for economic injury disaster loans intended to help struggling businesses, 4 applications for the Paycheck Protection Program, which was intended to save jobs, and 1 application to a rent relief program in California. Williams' disaster loan applications contain false information about business income and payroll, as well as her criminal history. She used the $144,400 in loans that resulted from 2 of the applications to fund her personal lifestyle, her plea agreement says. Williams also received $52,647 in PPP loans. On January 3rd, 2022, Williams applied for the California COVID-19 rent relief program, falsely claiming that she was a California resident with a total annual household income of $50,000 and that she couldn't pay her rent due to a reduction in hours of work due to the pandemic, her plea agreement says. She had stopped paying rent in July of 21. Sounds familiar. She received $27,801. Williams' 3803 rent was more than reimbursed by a $4,000 payment from the network that produces Basketball Wives LA, and her work hours and pay were not reduced by the pandemic, Williams admitted in her plea. Good Lord. Williams also submitted fake medical bills to at least 1 insurance company, resulting in $139,479.92 paid to her, co-conspirators, or both. Finally, I wonder if co-conspirator is one chicken of the sea Caldwell. Finally, Williams has not filed annual tax returns since her indictment in October of 21 and lists herself as exempt on a form with her current employer, resulting in no taxes being withheld from her $90,000 salary. I want to know what the hell is she doing that can garner her $90,000, because you're not that big of a name. I mean, you on Basketball Wives, but you one of the least talked about Basketball Wives. You've received most of your attention due to these fraud charges. Other than that, you were like a C-list, D-list character on Basketball Wives. We cared about Shawnee, Tammy, Jackie Christie, Jennifer, Evelyn, and them. We didn't care about you. But all right, $90,000. And I said it in the chat. I'm pausing. In the chat earlier, you know how Chicken of the Sea was always talking about he make 6 figures. I'm sorry, 6 figures from the radio station. Now you are bottom billed out of the 3 hosts. And if your middle host is making $90,000, how are you 3rd tier making 6 figures? if British is making 90,000, Shorty is the only one that was making six figures. Because if she making 90, he got to be making at least 120,000. But he has the background and the reputation to back it up. So if he, I say he's receiving 120,000, she receiving 90, he's probably receiving maybe 50,000. So six figures where? Six figures where? Okay, you said 45. I was a little generous. I said 50. Bottom. Huh? And she said 30,000. Okay. All right. Let's see. The total known actual intended losses from all the frauds and schemes, including the relevant conduct, is $446,082, her plea says. Williams is scheduled to be sentenced August 23rd. The charges of misusing a social security number and making false statements each carry a potential penalty of up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. The bank fraud charges carry penalties of up to 30 years in prison, a $1 million fine, or both. The wire fraud charges carry a penalty of up to 20 years in prison and a $1 million fine. Yep. I just want to see what some of these comments said. Let's see. If I racked up as much criminal money as her, I would have just left the country and started a new life. Literally nobody in Thailand is checking to see where them dollars come from. But see, somebody like that obviously is too greedy and too stupid to think to do something like that. They rather play in your face and play stupid in the open, thinking that they can't get caught. So I hope it all works out for her. Make it a left. I don't hope it all works out for her. I mean, I don't wish nobody ill luck or ill will, but I mean, come on now. They just can't be talking about the same MF we listen to every morning. No, because she be sounding gold diggerish and vapid and shallow on the radio too. Plus, she got his eighth grade education, because some of the words she'd be mispronouncing. I'd be like, huh? Like the other day, they were talking about, I forget what they were talking about, and the word was aura, AURA, and she said aura. Ma'am, how about you take some of them ill-gotten gains, some of that $440,000 and buy some English lessons? How about that? Hey, Tainted. No, you didn't miss. We did most of our greetings and stuff like that, and I just started reading the Facebook press release on Briddish. You ain't miss a lot, pretty much. You know what? You know what? Go time out for you. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, Tainted. We good taking it one day at a time. Thank you for that. Tell mother to her face. Damn, not a diversity. Uh, oh no. Ooh, not a minotaur. Good lord. Hey, Kino. Yeah, because what was it the video MK posted today or yesterday when they were talking about the sex toys, and he, some of his toxic masculinity showed up, talking about it's weird for a guy to have adult toys, because if you got adult toys, that just means you are too addicted to sex, and it's weird for a guy to have it. It's okay for women to have it, but it's weird for a guy. And I'm like, you sound so stupid right now. Normally, people who have sex toys and things like that, they have them for one or two reasons. Either A, to use along with their partners for some additional excitement, or B, because they're practicing the ultimate safe sex, which is no sex. So instead of hooking up with random strangers, they'll go ahead and pleasure themselves with the toys. So how does that equate to you being a sex addict and being too wrapped up in that? I don't get that. Um, I don't get that. So I guess even Shorty woke can be stupid at times. True, true. We'll see what happens Tuesday. I might have to get up and listen, see what they're talking about. You're gonna stop calling her Kim Parker because Kim Parker was actually cute during the Parkers when till she let all that hair glue go to her head, literally, and start changing her contacts to uh ice blue and looking stupid. But give Kim Parker her respect. Yeah, I just didn't get it. It's like, okay, I know you young, but come on now, keep some of your stupid to yourself. I'm about to say because sex addicts are normally having the real sex with the real people. They not thinking about no blow up dolls or no toys or nothing vibrating. They on the app or they at the bar. They cruising the park or the pier looking for that next piece of whatever they looking for. They ain't taking time to pull out their toy. Just saying. Right. You ain't got a shower for a toy. You got to make sure you got some rose petals and some incense. I pull that toy out while I'm sitting at work and, have a good old time. True. And yeah, I forgot what the conversation was. Um, if his girl was cheating with another girl, it would be all right, especially if he could join in and watch. He really wouldn't count that as cheating, but if she was with another guy, then it would be different. Sir, sir. Look here. There you go. And when she whatever happened to her and her voice changed, she started sounding like Smokey the Bear, Kermit the Frog. That's we can relate her to that point. Hey Barnes, yeah, I haven't seen you in a minute, or at least in the comments. Appreciate the love. She's doing better. He got some misogynistic tendencies about him. I don't know if that's how he grew up, like what his father was telling him, but he got some tendencies to him. I say he not nah he know he got a couple of them roses in that fake Louis Vuitton purse you carry around. Got a couple of roses, couple of jackrabbits. When he be going to the a bathroom or going on a coffee break, he be getting himself together in the ladies' room, like woo, 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 praise him. You know what, dog? That ain't too far fetched. Because I mean, we know we ain't going over to the X chromosome side, and he just seems too awkward to approach the Y chromosomes. You know, so maybe he is just in the middle, just you know, uh, digging in his own figgy pudding. I don't know. Try not to think about it. Does it go in your ear? Wait, hold on. I think I found it. That's my belly button, you dick. Oh, it felt nice. And not to do straight men aren't mature enough to even treat women, right? So, look here. Put that boy back in the drawer. Put it on the pillow. Yeah, put it underneath the bed and go on about your business. You get back to it later. That's what it was. Thyroid issues. Low key, you own to something. Man, I don't think it's enough liquor, money, or weed in the world to get that happening. He got a Amazon Save and Subscribe subscription to the Candy Dings every month. He be waiting at the door like, it's the 15th. I can't wait to get the Candy Dings. That is a question. Somebody said that they banned him from going live in the studio. I don't know how factual that is, but something has happened because someone who craves attention to that level is not going to be silent and quiet without a really good reason. And he's been quiet for a minute. So come on, MA exam. Hey, Rebecca. Let me to the gym. So shall I? Ooh, okay. See, first of all, you can't lose what's already been given away. Second of all, I knew you had issues, but those are issues. So we're just gonna put you in the corner for about 5 minutes. I think the radio station made him stop going live so much. I don't know because I mean, he is a conundrum unto himself, and you break some blood vessels trying to figure out why he does some of the things he does. But I know he always promoting that Becky Damian, like she the next white savior, and it's like, girl, let it go. I mean, you already got the job, you're getting paid, you ain't got to go further up the crack. Hey, Joy, good to see you. Right. Nope. The last time he went live was when he did that quick little 10-minute and his implants put in. And that was what? Shoot, that was before my mama got sick. So that was almost a month ago. So yeah, they said they weren't in the studio, so they just had everything on a loop, probably just playing something pre-recorded. So hey, Chef Sky, welcome. Let's see. Nah, remember when they was all supposed to hang out? Was that for? Was it Christmas? No, it was Thanksgiving. They was all supposed to get together, and it turned out to be like a potluck at the radio station. He was acting like they was about to get together at somebody's house, and break bread and hang out, with their fuzzy slippers on and dish, and they was in the basement of the damn studio, the potluck. Mm. Or maybe he knew all this was about to go down with British. He was like, "Ooh, maybe I should just kind of keep quiet and just kind of stay low key. I don't want them digging into my past. But your past is all out here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. All somebody do's got to type in your name, so you can't hide from that. Hey, Kiki. All right, so let's get to the nitty and the gritty. Let me pull up the live shout out to the OG MK for her clip earlier today. She caught British is live where she was discussing her woes and her plights and how God got her. So let's take a look here.
Welcome back to Sis in the City. So, in totally unexpected news, British is no longer part of the home team. Now, like everybody else out there, I'm sure, I just knew Sis was going to get the boot first. But anyway, she went live Wednesday night to talk about it. So, let's see what happened, shall we?
Let's talk about the DL men in the church. Let's talk about how I was sleeping with pastors and bishops. Hey. Yes, Lord. Hey. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? They talking about this a blouse. This is a man's shirt. This does not look like no blouse, do it? No. Bitch, you are not famous. You are not known. Coming out no damn house. Talking about where the money reside. Bitch, please. I'm not worried. Please. Stop bringing these niggas to my house. Stop bringing these niggas to my house. Hold me, please. 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 Hold me, please.
So, for those who are unaware, British had been facing some federal charges. And as of yesterday, she accepted a plea deal. Now, once the story was posted, I guess British heard some things that she didn't like or she wanted to address. So she went live and she went into detail about what she did, what she didn't do, as well as her response to being fired from the home team.
You guys read articles and just run with them. I want to tell you guys what's going on. I took my plea deal today. I mean, it's public knowledge. I didn't know it was going to be out in the media an hour after I walked out of court, but hey. And I think you guys, they're putting my indictment together with conduct report, and it's looking like it's the same thing, and it's not. But that's just a part of how it's done. But me taking a plea deal was the best thing for me to be able to have my freedom with my child. It was the best thing for me to be able to continue with, building my.
All right, so I'm going to be pausing kind of intermittently when certain things are said. You were not thinking about your child when you started doing all this. You would be hard to make me believe that you had your child in mind when you were doing all of this fraudulent stuff, knowing damn well that it was a matter of time before you get caught, and if you got caught, it was going to be very detrimental. And knowing the fact that you could possibly be taken away from your child due to a lengthy prison sentence, your child was not the first thing on your mind when you was doing this.
Life for my career. And, I made some mistakes along the way that I shouldn't have done. Not everything that I see and that was done that I did, but still, you have to take the good with the bad so you're able to be in a better situation. So I think everyone's just so worried and looking at, oh, this is a whole 50 years. That's not what's happening with me at all. At all. And honestly, today was a really hard day for me on top of it because not only did I take a plea deal today, but I also had to step away from my radio job because the company felt like I didn't reflect um, what I needed to reflect by taking a plea deal. They didn't want me to take a plea deal, and my freedom was more important than you
Now, I don't think that Odyssey let her go because she took a plea deal. They let her go because at this point, there's no trial. There's no more trial. There's no testimony. She's guilty. Taking a plea deal means she admits that she did A, B, C, and D. So we don't have to hold on to you no more. We were holding on to you while all the facts and figures and things was being compiled and we was going through. And if there was going to be an actual trial, then she would probably still be working on the radio right now, or she might be on like a sabbatical. But they weren't going to fire her until the resolution came. The resolution came with her taking the plea deal. That's why they let her go. Talking about they didn't want her to take the plea deal. No, they wanted to see what the outcome was going to be so that if they did fire your ass, you didn't have any retribution saying they discriminated against you. So get it together, girl.
that particular salary. And I have to be there. I have to be here for my child. And I know what God has for me is for me. So whatever the next step is what it is. But sometimes you just have to walk out on faith and just know that you got to go with what God says to you and what's and
See, this is what started pissing me off when we started bringing God into this whole thing. God did not tell you to commit 15 different types of fraud. God did not tell you to apply for loans that you didn't qualify for. God did not tell you to open up an account under an alias and take checks that did not belong to you, deposit them, then cash them. God, this was not God's plan for you. I think you looking up in the heavens when you should be looking down in the pit. I think it was the enemy's plan, and you went along with it, hook, line, and sinker. Stop talking about God's plan. This is not God's plan, okay? Okay, I hate that with a passion. Man, stepping out on faith. Bitch, they fired you. You're stepping out to the unemployment line. That's where you're stepping. You didn't wake up this morning and say, you know what, this job is not for me. It goes against my spirit. So I'm gonna step out on faith and I'm gonna quit. No, you got sacked, canned, fired, let go. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good doctor splits you. Stop with that.
what's best for you. So, things kind of happen as like a little like, trickle effect. You do one thing and then another thing happens and another thing happens. And then God gives you this blessing that's something that you couldn't even foresee because this happens to me ever so often. But I'm just not ashamed of anything that I've ever done or whatever I had to do to make sure that I survived or make sure that I
What God's blessing made you plead a 15 felony charges and get fired. That was God's blessing.
ate or make sure that my family was okay. I I don't feel no type of way about it. And it's so funny to me that y'all always have so much to say, but y'all date men who doing everything under the sun they shouldn't be doing and taking chances every day to go to jail. But I'm wrong because instead of me letting a man put me in a situation to take a chance, or for me, being altered by a man, I stepped in and did whatever it is that I saw fit needed to be done.
Yes, wrong is wrong. I don't care if it was your boyfriend, your husband, your mom, and your daddy. Wrong is wrong. Pot, kettle, high. We're both black.
I'm a stand up 10 toes down type of bitch. So can't nobody never knock me off or nothing I got going on or make me feel no type of way because I know from top up to bottom down that God got me on every step of the way and always will and always has. And I just my faith is just that deep to me. So
You know what, ma'am? If quote unquote God got you, uh, top up, bottom down, whatever the hell she said, and your faith is so big, then you wouldn't have needed to commit a fraud to get 440 something $1,000 worth of ill-gotten gains. You would have trusted that God got you and that He was going to supply all of your needs according to His riches and glory. How about that? How about you just gonna do what you're supposed to do as a mother and as a businesswoman, and know that God's gonna provide for you. Now He may not provide you money to get Birkins and Teflars and red bottom and all that good stuff, but He definitely will provide your needs, which is a roof over your head, uh, food in your refrigerator, clothes for your child. That's what He was going to supply for you. He ain't say He was going to supply you all the Malaysian bundles and bracelets and bags. Get your priorities right.
all the ridicule, all the comments, all the talking, all the oh she going to jail, she doing this, she doing that, baby. I got real good lawyers, paid lawyers. I wasn't a dude that went and got a packet in and then went and when it was time to pay the lawyer, I ain't had no money. So let's start there. My lifestyle still ain't never changed. I went and got another job and did X, Y, and Z and made sure that I keep getting checks. I'm a forever. Every time you come on this page, it's gonna be another new piece. Every time you come on this page, I'm gonna look a little cuter. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. So y'all keep going back and forth about all of this and all that. Nobody cares. Like it.
So in other words, you ain't learned your lesson, and you just admitted that you was doing all that fake and fraudulent stuff to be cute, to get bags, to get bundles, to get jewelry. You wasn't doing it to make sure there was food on the table, make sure your child was able to go to school and stuff like that. You was doing it to make yourself look cute and keep yourself accustomed to a lifestyle to which you had made yourself known for. And when that money dried up, you was like, oh, I can't go back to Walmart. I can't go back to Target. I gotta do something. But instead of you finding a different job or finding some respectable and legal financial outlets, you decided to go the Caldwell course and see where it got you.
Doesn't matter. I took responsibility for the things that I did wrong. Some of y'all should try to do the same thing so that you can move forward in your life and God can give you the blessing that you need because now that you know where you at in life and where you going, you're not living in your past no more. I don't know what other way to put it for y'all. I just know that I'm I'm never gonna feel as if I'm so in I we all have made mistakes. We're all going to continue to make mistakes. We're all going to do some things that we're not so proud of every single day of our lives. Some might not be as crucial as others. Like, I will never put myself in a predicament like that again. And when I say never, I hate when people say never, but I'm saying never in this situation because my daughter is the most important thing in the world to me. So it's just a lot of things that I wouldn't do differently because it wouldn't have made me who I am today. So nothing nobody says about me bothers me. Nothing. And for people in St. Louis, you bitches need to shut up. Like on a regular basis, shut up. Because I can make all of y'all cry in point 0.2 seconds when it comes to them niggas. And we all know it. So please stop it before you be somewhere crying and throwing shit at a Ferrari. Because just please stop it.
And this is where she lost me because how do we go from you explaining yourself and lying on God and my Jesus to talking about the women in St. Louis and they niggas? They may be fighting with their niggas, but they ain't facing federal jail time.
I'm sure you somewhere watching, listening, and rolling. Hey, how you doing, twin? Thank you. So all I'm telling y'all is everybody should just worry about themselves because when Everybody got a family member that has to deal with the system. If it be an uncle, if it be an auntie, if it be a mother, if it be a father. So y'all should remember those things when y'all sit and talk about people. Because what if I wasn't strong enough to take it? What if I wasn't good enough to sit here and talk about my truth and be content in it? What if I wasn't? What if I was the type of person that wanted to jump off my balcony of my house?
Ain't nobody tell you to sign up for celebrity life, first of all. And then second, ain't nobody tell you to get on here explaining your truth. And I put that in quotation marks, loose quotation marks. And not so now after you then said that you don't regret anything you did, after you then talked about the followings, you then cussed out every woman in St. Louis. Now you want to play the sympathy card, talking about what if I wasn't strong enough to take this? Stop playing in my face. You stop.
Have some humility to people. Learn that within this situation. Learn that every situation you have is not going to be as best as somebody else's, and you need to, you know, just really have empathy for that. Seriously. And I don't even ever get on here and start preaching to y'all and telling y'all what y'all should do and what y'all shouldn't do. And feel like sometimes I do need to say more things so y'all can understand. But all I can tell you is, it's nothing in this world that can stop me from what God has planned for me.
And then for the people who work hard, keep slaving and looking like somebody auntie. Who gives a fuck? Nobody cares. I hate this city so much. Keep working, stupid hoes.
I just have never seen people that want to see people fail. It's
Right.
weird.
It don't even be people in different cities. It be these bitches that in this city. You see people get in trouble in all different cities. But when you get to St. Louis and these hoes, they can't wait to fucking throw you under the bus and say what you can't do or how you can't do it and what happened. Like, go.
Ma'am, your claim to fame is being on Basketball Wives, which is not known for being example of studious professional um handheld high black women. Okay, Basketball Wives, the same show where bitches be throwing wine goblets at each other and flipping tables. And yes, so you're not someone's upstanding role model. Secondly, you are on well, you were on a radio show with a segment called British with the Tea, where your main focus was to spill the tea, i.e., gossip on celebrities. But now all of a sudden there's an issue where people are discussing you and your situations, and how dare they pray for somebody's downfall. And I've never seen people just look for the negative. That's been your whole career, man.
Go fuck off on your dad, bitches. Like, you guys are just mad and jealous, and they gonna continue to be because nobody's listening to you, dumbass bitches, and nobody's.
And I don't know who that was in the background, but
nobody
she needed
cares.
to shut what they call the hell up.
What it is, like, who cares? Everybody doing something. Everybody did
I
something.
just it's
You
I
probably
mean,
one of
you're
them damn
not doing it, your man
co-conspirators.
doing it, or your uncle doing it, or something's happening. But I'm more thorough than half of the niggas y'all dicks y'all be sucking. Cause I stood 10 toes down and ain't tell on a motherfucking soul. Ain't snitch on nobody. Ain't never talked to them, ain't never even talked to them people. So my thing to y'all is, until you can go tell me or show me the man's dick that you're sucking every night and how much of a bitch he probably is, I don't want to hear it. I just don't. And I haven't popped shit like this.
Everybody on your shit. Everybody keep getting on your shit. You should just stop going live because everybody's so motherfucking nosy.
Well, I don't. I think. I just
Be
think
funny,
it's.
but then get on a post liking and shit. Like,
It's
just
not.
get off.
I
And
don't
stop
think.
trying to, fuck what everybody thinks. Everybody don't matter. Nobody. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what nobody thinks.
I don't care what nobody thinks either.
Well, just get off.
No, this is fun. I want to talk to
I
these
don't
people.
think it's fun.
I want to talk to my fans.
I'm going to eat.
No, my case isn't over, but basically, it almost is. My next thing is sentencing, and the reason that I took the plea deal was to
Did you want something Wednesday?
I don't know, to be able to have my freedom. So that was the result I had to take.
And I just want to point out that the plea deal between her lawyers and the plaintiffs may have called for no jail time, but that does not mean the judge has to abide by that. The judge can impose uh, the highest punishment within that bracket. So if that bracket can garner her, let's just say, 5 years in prison per charge, the judge, if they feel that she has not learned her lesson, that she might do it again, or that she owns some general bullshit, the judge can scrap that plea deal and impose full sentencing and fine. So I don't know why she thinks she out the she out of the frying pan yet. Nah, baby, you need to still be praying and praying all the way up to August 23rd and pray that that judge don't put the full gauntlet down on you. So you ain't out the woods yet, baby.
I know some of y'all really care about me for real. And I just want y'all to know like I'm fine. Like I have the most calming spirit over me. And I've been like this for a while now. I'm just in a really good I'm just in a place where I know God is taking to me wherever he's taking me and I'm okay with where he's going. And I'm just waiting to be a part of that journey. That's all.
Nothing. I just ordered some food.
Today my freedom cost me my job. And it just is what it is.
No, you twat. Your stupidity cost you your job. See, oh my God. And it's people out there that's probably believing every word that she said. Oh, she was a real one. She did what she had to do. For her daughter, she took a plea deal and she had to lose her job. But God got her back. No, your freedom did not cost you your job. The fact that you admitted to guilt of being stupid cost you your job. And it was either going to be now or later. Either now, you accepting plea bargain and confessing, or later after you went to trial and they pulled all them documents out on you and they found you guilty. Either way, you were guilty, and either way, you were going to lose your job. You just lost it sooner rather than later.
Mine was, I mean, there was nothing I could do about that. Things just it'd be one thing happen and another thing happen and another thing happen. But what I do know is that through this whole entire journey I've been on in the last almost 2 years, it has taught me so much about myself, so much about how to treat people, so much about your accomplishments, so much about your ups and your downs, that I've come to a point in my life where I'm so mellow about things. And, I might be upset for a moment, but I come back to my zen and I come back to my reality and I'm okay. And, doors close so that bigger doors can open. And baby, I already know that God has so many great things in store for me. Like one thing that I really think is really something is that I need to completely move out of St. Louis. I think that is the focus of what he's trying to tell me.
Again, don't bring my God and my Jesus into this. No, you want to move out of St. Louis because your ass is embarrassed at this point. Because all of your teething came out. Now you want to get away. You wasn't thinking about moving before today or before yesterday. I mean, and I don't know what you think getting moving out of St. Louis is gonna do, because this shit is all on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. That shit reaches out to all 50 states, not just Missouri, not just St. Louis. So wherever you go, this news is gonna find you and follow you. So you might as well stay put in your house unless they foreclosing on that bitch.
Where I moved to, I don't know. But I need to completely just take my whole surroundings out of St. Louis. And not because St. Louis is a bad place or because things aren't going well. It's just that I don't think that I could expand and get to where God is taking me being in my own city right now. And I don't know if people that really don't know me, I'm a really, 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 very, very, very strong person. Things don't bother me. because I was destined for the world and to live the life that I live. When I decided to make my life public, when I decided to make myself a star or whatever y'all call it or whatever y'all want it to be, I made myself become a part of the public eye, and I'm okay with that because just when y'all see my highs, y'all see my lows, and there that's okay. That's okay. No, I'm no longer going to be on the radio. I am me having to take my plea deal cost me having to be a representation for a company. And that's just something that comes with it. That's just something I got to deal with. But this is what
Again, for those in the cheap seats way in the back, her taking the plea deal did nothing but speed up the process of her being found guilty and being let go. I think it was my good sis, Miss BB, that said earlier there is a certain thing called a morality clause that comes with contracts for being, public figures and in the public eye and things like that. You have to hold yourself to a certain level of decorum because not only do you represent yourself, but you represent your employee, be it Marvel Films, Paramount, BET, the White House, Odyssey. You represent those entities because you're always in the public eye. So when people think of you, they most likely think of whoever you work for. And so, therefore, with you being a quote unquote public figure, there are certain things that you can and cannot do. Example, you can't be out being drunk and debaucherous. You can't be out here fighting people. You can't be acting in a lewd and lascivious way. You can't have conduct unbecoming. You can't, depending on who your employer is, you can't even be out here fighting. You have to watch what you post on social media because, again, you're representing the company and not just yourself. So, did you really think that being found guilty of 15 freaking felonies, including wire fraud and bank fraud, uh, fraudulent social security numbers, stealing checks. Did you really think that those good white people at the Odyssey Network was gonna let that slide from a nigga and a female nigga at that? Oh, you thought wrong, sweetie. You let that wig glue seep into your brain if you thought they was gonna let that slide, baby. I wish you'd reached out. I would have told you.
I prayed about and what God told me to do when it came to my plea deal. So that's what I did. So whatever comes after that wasn't meant to be. And that's just is what it is. I'm an asset to anything that I'm in. So the moment I'm not there, things don't go the way they're supposed to go. That I know.
Did y'all? I'm gonna rewind that just in case you missed that nugget.
And that's just something that comes with it. That's just something I got to deal with. But this is what I prayed about and what God told me to do when it came to my plea deal. So that's what I did. So whatever comes after that wasn't meant to be. And that's just is what it is. I'm an asset to anything that I'm in. So the moment I'm not there, things don't go the way they're supposed to go. That I know.
She said she is an asset to anything that she belongs to. When she's not there, then it don't work. Whew. I mean, do I need to say it, or can we just left it being unsaid? Baby, the world is going to revolve and go on with or without you. You do not make or break basketball wives, because for one thing, you have not been a basketball wife in years. Uh, Odyssey app, as much as they struggle, they are going to be fine without you. People were not tuning in for you. They were tuning in because they believe Shorty is fine and Chicken of the Sea Caldwell is ignorant, and they couldn't wait to see what he said next. You were just in the middle. You were just, the token female. So I think they and we will survive and be fruitful and sufficient without you. Just, you know. Maybe she's talking to God
So
again.
a plea deal is something where a prosecutor and a defense attorney come up with something. The prosecutor comes up with a deal and says, "Hey, she might have had like on my count, I really had 18 counts because what they did was they charged me with each thing. They charged me with each thing." Like they said, I had misuse of social security number. Then they charged me with each time I misused the social security number. Really, I have three charges, and I had
Now she is trying to niggify her charges. Technically, I only had three charges, but unbeknownst to me, they wanted to be picky and charge me for every time I did it. Bitch, because every time you did it, that was a felony. If you used a fake social security number 5 times, that is 5 felonies. Technically six, because you used it 5 times and then the social security number didn't belong to you. So that in itself is a crime. Stop trying to niggify your way out of these charges. Stop it.
three counts in reality, but they said it made each one of them a count, and they usually do that in weaker cases. My lawyer explained. So the plea agreement basically states that these are the things that you're pleading to. And then a lot of that stuff that y'all saw that y'all been seeing on the end has been talking about EIDL loan or PPP loan. I really did those correctly, but she's saying that the taxes were used because my taxes, they said, were fraudulent because I used my 2019 taxes, makes it a fraudulent thing. So that's how that the feds kind of can move stuff and move stuff and move stuff how they want to do stuff and whatever they want to do. So that's just how it works. But for me to be able to
For someone who just 10 minutes ago was talking about she standing 10 toes down and what she did, and she blah 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 blah, and she a real one and blah blah blah. You sure is trying to minimize and trivialize your charges. I thought you was a ride or die chick, and you was in the gutter. You was like Eve, a pit bull in the skirt, and you wasn't afraid, and you was you just explaining what you had to do because you had to do what you do to get what you needed to get. Now you try to say, well, technically it was only three, but they wanted to be specific and petty. No, you supposed to be standing, was it top to bottom, crusty toes and raggedy fingernails deep in your mess. Own it. Own your 18/15 charges. Don't say it was only three.
have, be able to have probation and be able to see if that's what I can do, then that is what I had to take a plea deal. Going to the going to the with the feds per trial is just not a good idea because they always usually win. And that's why they have such a best conviction rate because most people plea out and I pleaded out. And that was just the best thing for me that me and my lawyer came up with, my prayer warrior, me and God, myself. And I just felt like that was my best decision.
She been talking to mother too much, talking about prayer wars.
Talking to them weird ass people.
Surprised
I ain't talking to my family. I ain't
she ain't
talking to
wear
no
his
weird ass
prayer
people.
shawl to the plea deal.
Hello.
But I'm just, I'm not tripping.
Yeah. She just landed in the mirror. Yeah.
What else y'all want to know? Yeah, I'll be fine. Capricorn.
Yep.
I'm a Capricorn.
I got the. I got.
I love that.
Hold on, six. Hello.
I have so much peace about wherever God is taking me. I don't know what other way to put it. I just do. I'm not stressed out. I'm not mad. I'm not like, Yeah, but I think that's what's really going on because I was having these conversations about me moving out of the state like permanently, and I'm like, damn, I can't do that with the radio. I can't do this. It's time for me to leave St. Louis. It's time for me to move. That's all. That's all it is. So I'm definitely going to be asking, can I be moved to a different?
You know, Gianna, this is a really good question. Now, he bent over backwards to show support for Kim Zoolander Beerback, throughout all her legal woes and husband woes. And, when they was spilling her tea about foreclosure and finances. It's not true. It's not true. Y'all don't know. I just talked to her. And then, when it finally came out and everything was true, I love her and I'm supporting her and I'm being there for her. But this your coworker who you have said on more than one occasion, y'all are like family. We just don't hang out while we here. We have each other phone numbers and we hang out afterwards and we hang out and we do things together. That's your sister, my sister British, and my boo, I mean my brother Shorty. So where's your Jesus dropped the charges post? Where's your story post about God got her back and I'm supporting my sister British and she didn't do it and stuff like that. Where you are very quiet unless Odyssey got y'all on a gag order where since we done dropped her and silently removed her from the page because she's not listed on the Instagram page no more for hot whatever it was, hot 91, hot 101, maybe Becky Dominion and that bald head black man then put it on the table saying that British does not exist anymore. You will not speak of her or the situation. And maybe that's under the contract now that they can't mention her at all. So maybe that's it. Otherwise, you shady.
State because that's what's about to happen. Matter of fact, I might just pack my house up in the next 2 months and move it to Texas. Literally. That's really what I'm kind of on. Basketball wives. Now, basketball wives, y'all got me for that one. That one I'll be. All right, great people. You guys are just, it's just giving me, Georgia, I need more than a room. I have a child. I need my own home. Thank you. Girl, don't move to St. Louis. You crazy,
Tell
girl.
Dre to log off. He played a lot of games today. Tell him that.
She heard you. That's right. Raquel talking to you. Yeah, see, I'm glad you took a plea. My brother didn't and got 22 years. Like, yeah, it'd be too much. I love you guys too in NY. Thank you. I'm working on that. My grace is at a whole nother level right now. I'm just chilling. Hey, they gotta do what they gotta do. I'm not offended by it. Do y'all realize what it was like for me to get up every fucking day at 4:30 in the morning and I ain't had a job since I was 21? Hard as a motherfucker. So I can relax, film basketball wives, do my businesses.
Y'all, do you know what it's like for me to get up at 4:30 every morning and have to go to work? You are being a regular human being, adult with responsibilities. We all get up at a certain time during the day 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes 7, depending on where you work, and get up and work. And you can shut what they call the hell up because you worked for 4 whole hours a day. And half the time you was at home or away filming basketball wise, so you weren't even in the studio. You was doing your work remotely. So forgive me if I am not sympathetic to someone making $90,000 a year, working a total of 20 hours a week, and half of that time you was on vacation somewhere else. My bad. Boo hoo.
I got some other shit that they doing with me now. I might still go do some radio somewhere when it's the time is right. If that's what I'm supposed to do. But in reality, I really want my own midday talk show. That's really what I'm hoping God blesses me with. I want to be that young person on midday talk show, in their mid 30s. You have a lot of people that's like in their 40s and 50s and stuff. They have shows, but I really want to be that like young girl, like that, that working woman, voice for us. I think I would be really good at it. Judges.
So this morning, Thursday, there was no home team show. It was a rerun or mashup of other shows, but there's definitely no one live. Now, so far, since it's been silent, I haven't seen any posts or anything about what's happened. I saw him put up some hearts on her live, but that's been it so far. Now, I did happen to catch this tweet from Shorty, and it was posted around the time all this was happening, so I'm pretty sure it's relevant to this current situation. But yeah, that's been it from him so far. So I'm guessing they're going to regroup this weekend, and then Monday we'll see if it's going to be a replacement for her or the whole show is scrapped. Because I do not see Sis and Shorty just by themselves. Shorty can't handle that. We can't handle that. It's not going
Just a quick side note. Look like he about to deep throat that microphone at any time. Just want to add that in.
to happen. Speaking of Sis, I want you to look at this video compared to this post he put up yesterday. Do y'all see a difference? Sis, they trying to filter that flubber away, but the Lord said it ain't gonna work. I'm gonna let him keep on with his pipe dreams though, or Popeye dreams, whatever. Anyway, till next time, knuckleheads.
Events are back.
Well, that was that was something. You know what? I don't. I got some some pent up frustration and things like that. And what you're not gonna do again is play in my face. And no, and usually you trying to act like we all as stupid as you. And baby, it's not. You did some dirt. You got caught. Accept your punishment and keep it moving. All this deflecting and grandstanding, and then turn around and want to induce sympathy from people. But you talking about you cussing everybody out, talking about the girls in STL sucking dick and they niggas and blah blah blah. But then you want us to feel bad for you, and you was tired of getting up at 4:30 in the morning Monday through Friday and working a whole 4 hours each day and getting paid $90,000. I no, I have no sympathy for you at all. And then you want to talk about, you got to do what's best for your daughter. Again, you were not thinking about your daughter when you was doing all that stuff, because I bet you, your daughter didn't benefit from any of that. All that extra money you was frauding from people was spent on you, spent on makeup and traveling and hair and clothes and jewelry and mo bags and more hair, and trying to sustain this lifestyle to which you can't keep up just being a regular person. But then again, I'm sorry, you got paid $90,000 a year. Do you know what I would do, or you know what I could do with $90,000 a year? Like, I don't live bad now, and I make significantly less than that. $90,000 a year just from the radio station, plus whatever you get from Basketball Wives and promotional appearances. You must be really stupid with your money if you couldn't live a nice, luxurious, laid back life with that money. So, and I just thought about that. So, no, I don't feel sorry for you at all. I have no sympathy for you. It would be different if you was on your knuckles and you was trying to support your daughter by yourself, and you was on your last leg, and you ain't have no choice but to get out here and fraud and scheme to make ends meet. You would still be wrong as two left shoes, but I would have sympathy. I would understand. It's like, instead of giving up, you had to do what you had to do. So I would have some respect for you. You'd still be wrong, but I would respect what you did because you was trying to look out for your child. But no, you wasn't out here struggling and scraping, trying to make ends meet. You wasn't scratching and surviving like good times. No, you was just out here being greedy as hell. You was being greedy, and it caught up to you. So no, I don't have any sympathy. I have no fucks to give. And it is what it is. I just want you to stop lying, acting like you the victim. You got fired because you took the plea deal. No, and whoever believes that needs to be locked up right next to you for crimes of stupidity. No, no, I no, I don't, no. And yeah, she's right. We've all done things that we're not proud of, that we wouldn't do again if we had the choice, and blah, 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 blah. But most of us either don't talk about it because it ain't none of your business, or if we talk about it, we talk about it with a humble spirit. Like, yeah, I was out here doing A, B, and C, and I got caught up. I'm not proud of it, but it's my past. You can even go so far as to say, well, I learned from that mistake, and it taught me to be a better person, blah, blah, blah. You can go that route, but no. She has no humbleness, no humility. Sound like she don't regret what she did. She regret that she got caught. She regret that she lost her job. Because you say what you say, talking about you tired of getting up at 4:30 in the morning. You gonna miss that damn $90,000. Say what you want. That hairline you got ain't making ends meet like that. It ain't gonna supplement that check loss. So shoot. Baby. And not $90,000 plus. Man, y'all couldn't stress me out even if you tried. I'd be like, I'm on a boat somewhere. I'm on a plane somewhere. Right. I miss it. Ain't even mine. I ain't never had it, but I miss it. Shoot. I don't know. Maybe they thought it was gonna be good publicity. Maybe, and I could see her because they said because she said the Facebook post said when she was doing those applications for the PPPs and the other thing that she lied about her criminal history. So I can see her lying to Odyssey, saying, trying to really downplay it and say it's only one charge, it's not that serious, it's mistaken identity or something like that. And they probably didn't do their due diligence to really find out. And she got hired a year ago, and this has been going on for 2 years. So they're probably at the beginning of, probably hadn't even started the court case yet and really coming down on her. So she probably had some wiggle room to lie and make it seem like it wasn't nothing. And they went ahead and accepted her. And then here we are. So, hey, Ty Boogie. Setting out the word. Word. Man. Yeah, that's all it is. She's mad she got caught, and she's mad that it's public knowledge now. That's what it is. Same as Cholula Caldwell. Like a 9 to 5 is beneath you and below you. Now, a nigga who said he was homeless and sleeping in the coffee quartel and washing his pits with the pink soap in the bathroom, you ought not look down at nobody's hustle. Pretty much. Ooh, shade. just saying. These people think that we are as stupid as they are, and we're not. Most of us have common sense. Most of us graduated from 5th grade. We know a few basic things. I mean, I don't know. I don't doubt it. I don't not doubt it, but she has a certain quote unquote level of celebrity. I guess U-list is still considered celebrity. So I don't know. But whatever it is, she gonna miss it. 60,000, 90,000. She's gonna miss it, and they inadvertently brought out the lie with sis and 6 figures. So, and every time he said that he makes 6 figures on the radio station, we'd be like, ah. The lie detector said that was a lie. There's somebody on the U list, a celebrity. I mean, because at the end of the day, she's still a higher, more important celebrity than Cholula Caldwell. So Mm. And that's true because I mean he done slipped up. Well, he ain't slipped up. He done said quite a few things on live radio that should have cost them some nice amount of money, and he should have been suspended quite a few times for his views and opinions on certain situations. But they still let him come back on there. So either Odyssey just don't give a damn, or Odyssey is a Ponzi scheme, like Weston Holdings. Shout out to Power. Maybe they have a Ponzi scheme and they don't care what the employees do to a certain extent, unless you make them like blatantly look bad. Maybe they're just like, whatever, we'll brush under the rug. And I guess sis don't make them look bad enough to cause them to do anything. But British is on VH1 and stuff like that, so she garners a little more attention than Shameen Caldwell does. So we could do that as well. There might be 5s to 10s of people who are disappointed, but hell, y'all ain't had a morning urban show in 15 years. Y'all be all right. Chicken coop. What's going on? Shorty and sis in the morning. Shorty and Boothang. Nah, Shorty and Fatal Attraction. Weekdays, 6 to 10. Pretty much. And I bet you if he was ugly, they wouldn't have as many viewers. He easy on the eyes, so that draws in a certain number of viewers. Basically. And either she don't know or she just think we stupid. Talking about the she did the plea deal to guarantee her freedom. Again, that plea deal does not guarantee anything. It doesn't, because the judge still has to sign off on it and grant the motion. That's just negotiation between the lawyers. Like the minimum that we'll accept tell your client to plead guilty and take this offer. Otherwise, she can go to court and be guaranteed they're gonna throw the book at her. But it's not over yet. Because again, that judge doesn't have to honor that plea bargain. That was between the defendant and the prosecutor. Judge can be like, that's all well and good and cute and stuff like that, but you know what? I'm gonna give you 10 years and a $2 million fine. Case dismissed. Man, it must be nice and peaceful to live in that much delusion. Seriously, maybe I should stop living in reality. Maybe I should just make up a whole life bubble for myself. I remember I'm a SVU fanatic, and I've seen every episode there is. And I remember one case. Oh my God, was it? I forget what the case was about, but the man being judged was he was a big shot, and he was a big shot. He was white. He was a cishet male, and he was low key racist. And they made the plea deal with him, and ADA Carisi didn't really want to. He really didn't want to make this plea deal, but it was like, if we take it to trial, he could be possibly found innocent and stuff like that. So we'll accept the plea deal. And the judge, who happened to be a black woman at the time, she read the plea bargain and was like, "You really agree to this?" And he was like, "Yes, Your Honor." And he was like, and she was like, "Okay." And she started her speech like, it's all good. We about to read this judgment, stuff like that. And she was like, "No, I'm not accepting this." She said, I'm going to punish you to the fullest extent of the law in which I can. And she put that plea bargain in the trash and laid the book down on him. And everybody was shocked. Everybody's mouth was open. So that same shit could happen in real life. That judge ain't got to abide by that plea bargain. Just saying. Right. Why you ain't pull some strings and get your girl off with a slap and tickle on the wrist and a year probation. You got the fibbies in your speed dial. You got the court system in your back pocket. Because when you got them coins, you can get away with whatever you want. So why don't you just call down to the precinct and say, "Hey, judge, matter of fact, why don't you get your boo Sheeny Shiny to pull some strings?" Or what's the face, that chick that did that fake ass video to his candle, Shameen Clark Hubbard was acting like that candle wasn't giving her a contact high. Why don't you contact them and say, "Hey, can you look out for my girl Briddish, my sister?" No, okay, put your money where your mouth is. Yes, Miracle. Yes. At least twice. And they messed around and put it on Hulu. And then they give me a Saturday marathon. I ain't never got to worry about what to watch on TV on Saturdays if I ain't got nothing to do. Right? Okay. Well, I have ranted and hissed and howled enough, and it's 12:30 at night. I ain't realized it was that late. So about to get off on here. Yes, the judge got the veto power. Judge got, so go on to get comfortable thinking you just gonna, get some fines and probation. It's gonna take a miracle. It's gonna take a miracle. Because I'd be surprised if she skate out of this without any jail time. Seriously, even if it ain't nothing but a year and a day. You know. Sis with the Sprite. You know, instead of British with the T, it's sis with the Sprite. Oh yeah, I forgot it's on Peacock too. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to get off of here. Go check on this lady I call her mama. Make sure she all peaceful and secure. Get myself in the bed. This was my first week back to work in 3 weeks. I went back to work on Tuesday. Baby, it was all I could do to make it through without punching in that PTO. Today wasn't bad though. I think I'm kind of getting back in my groove. Plus, I had a decent night's sleep last night, so today wasn't bad. But I still got tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday before I get my off day. So y'all pray my strength. But you know, I will try to come on because I forget who was in the chat. So I should do a recap of British. Tina Turner's passing, RIP to the legend, to the queen, and Power. So I'm gonna try to come on this weekend sometime so we can talk about the last 2 episodes of Power, because tomorrow's Friday's the finale, season finale. So I'm sure it's gonna be exciting. So we gotta talk about that, and of course we got to get some time to animate Bullock and give her flowers and celebrate her. So I'll try to get on here sometime this weekend so we can clown and act the fool again. So, but until then, dun, 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 bow, 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 bow. Okay, let me stop. All right, y'all. Love you all. Y'all have a good night, and thank you for tuning in. Peace out, people.